My name is Lori Beth. My pronouns are she, hers. I am just a resident of Pittsburgh, the city of Pittsburgh. I live in Crafton Heights, and I am the co-chair of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission. Thank you so much for being here for our April 13th, 2023 standing meeting. We would like to go ahead and go do our introductions because there's very exciting, not to be spoiler-y, but it's very exciting. So I always go in introductions directly to my co-chair, the man, the myth, the legend. Give it up, everyone, for Christopher Mitchell.
Hi, my name is Christopher Mitchell. I'm anti-litter specialist for the city of Pittsburgh. I'm co-chair of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission. Thank you for joining us today. I'll go ahead and turn it over to my great coworker, Amelie.
Hi, I am a recycling specialist / environmental enforcement specialist for City of Pittsburgh and Environmental Services. And I live in Point Breeze. Cool. All right, passing it along. Hey, Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, getting ready for the warm weather day. Enjoying it while it's still cool. My name is Joshua Schuneman. I'm the Collection Events Manager at Pennsylvania Resources Council. PRC does hold 2 seats on the Clean Pittsburgh Commission. I have not been approved yet, so I'm just hanging out like a cool kid until then. My pronouns are he, they. I believe that's everything that we're supposed to include in our introduction, and I will pass this over to Kayla because they are the person closest to me that hasn't spoken yet.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kayla Seifert. I am the Director of Development for Humane Action Pittsburgh. I am here in place of Shannon Dickerson today, who had to attend another meeting. So this is my first Clean Pittsburgh Commission meeting. So thank you so much for having me and for having Humane Action Pittsburgh here. And because I don't know anybody here, I'll go with the next name that I see on the screen who hasn't talked, which is Erica Young.
Morning, everyone. My name is Erica Young. I work for Waste Management and live in the suburbs in Scott Township. But I've been a CPC member for, probably close to 10 years now. And I sit as the role of secretary on the CPC. So I will pass it over to Afton. Thank you, Ganya.
Hi, my name is Afton Giles. I'm in the Department of City Planning. I am your principal sustainability and resilience planner. I live in Homewood, and I'm going to pass it to Deborah. Did you say hello yet?
No, hi, thanks, Upton. Hi, all. Debbie Steinberg, she, her pronouns. I am a sustainability manager at Carnegie Mellon University, the new university partner here. So this is my first meeting as well. So looking forward to it. And I think Kelsey is the next IC that hasn't gone.
Morning, everyone. Kelsey Ripper, Executive Director at Friends of the Riverfront. She, her pronouns. I've been coming to these meetings for a couple of years now, but this is my first one as a commission member, so I'm excited about that. And I also live in Lawrenceville, and I will pass it over to Sanjeev.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sanjeev. Thank you. I'm excited to be part of the commission team. I am Environmental Sustainability Manager with Pittsburgh Public Schools.
Giselle?
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much. Sorry, I was a bit late. I was having some computer problems. But hi, I'm Giselle. I work for the mayor's office as a community liaison in our neighborhood services team. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm so sorry, so I missed out on people who have already said their name. Is there anybody else?
I think Becca.
Hi, everyone. Becca Simon. I'm the Director of Programming at Grounded Strategies. Along with Josh, I'm also kind of a fly on the wall hanging out at the commission meetings. I live in Garfield and I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sure if Will is our tech person today or not, but all right, cool.
Will is the strong silent type at not just the Clean Pittsburgh Commission meeting, but I assume all the meetings that have ever happened since the dawn of time and forever into eternity. I have the agenda up in my email, like to do a quick preview of. We'll see if everyone can read it up there. I can do it as a preview, but not as an open file. So can we see that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. I don't know why that works, but it does. Really quickly, while you are looking at that, I'm going to look at this screen and read to you from the commission member bylaws. I want to read today about capacity building and teamwork from our values statement. We try to get through the whole thing every few months so that we remember why we're all here. The Clean Pittsburgh Commission acknowledges its partnerships with individuals, businesses, organizations, schools, and the city of Pittsburgh as essential to address community needs. Further underlining its held value for community, the Commission expands capacity in imaginative and collaborative ways. The Commission recognizes that making expectations and vulnerabilities transparent creates opportunities for clear communication and more thoughtful implementation of programming. I like that one. We haven't done that one in a minute. So there we go. You did your introductions. Everyone's killing it today. Thank you so much. So this is our agenda. Really quickly, if everyone thinks that it looks, if everyone thinks that looks like everything that's going on today, or any suggestions or changes, if someone could move to approve the agenda, we will go forward.
I motion to approve.
I will second.
We may have to amend that because the part of the agenda shows Myrna Newman doing a presentation. She hasn't arrived yet. She may still, I'm not sure. So I don't know if that requires an amendment because we may end up doing it if she shows up. But for now, I'm happy with the approvals we have. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I feel confident that if Myrna is unable to be here today, it's for good reason, and that she will be here and be able to share with us as soon as possible, even if that is into May. So I think we'll just go with it. But that means that the next thing on our agenda, well, okay, we already approved it and reviewed it in that other order. This is, I can't do mouth trumpet. I only know drum roll, please. We have new commission members. We're so excited. And Christopher Mitchell is going to tell you all about them. We have bios, we have backgrounds, we have a fashion show.
Thank you so much, Lori, and thank you, new members, for coming today. Some of you haven't even been to a meeting before. Some of you have been coming for years and are now official, and some of you are still waiting to become official, but we're happy to have your presence every single time anyway. I wanted to give each new member, I think some of this may be treading old ground for you from when you met with City Council and talked about your work and things like that, but we'd love for you to tell us, and then also anybody who does watch these videos and catches up on our meetings, your background in this area, what you hope to accomplish with the commission, what you're excited to learn about, anything and everything you can share. I am going to put Giselle on the spot to start with, because I've worked closely with Giselle on some of these projects that involves the commission, and she's one of my favorite people. So she gets to do the hard thing first and talk about some of her work in this area and what she's hoping to take care of. So take it away, Giselle.
Hey, Chris, thanks for such kind words. You're my favorite person too. So I do a lot, obviously, as I work as a community liaison for the mayor's office. So the main thing that I do is that I engage with community groups, and that's actually one of the biggest things that I want to work with the community, the Clean Pittsburgh Commission, which is helping to engage the public and getting them interested in trash and recycling and making a cleaner Pittsburgh. I have worked as a community liaison, or in some capacity as a community liaison, for the past 3 years. I've worked in the past with environmental services and Christopher Mitchell and Amaye with our volunteer cleanup applications. I also held last year with the 2022 Garbage Olympics, which was pretty exciting. I think we did pretty cool, not gonna lie. Just cool, we did good. And a lot of work with the Shade Tree Commission as well in my previous position when I was in the Department of Public Works. So I've always been around volunteer efforts, community efforts. So the biggest thing that I'm really excited to work on is engagement, and being here as a representative of the mayor's office, I'll be able to help and support all of our initiatives. I may not know all of the background of what goes into environmental services, but I am really excited and really looking forward to getting people engaged and to learn more about it.
Thank you so much, Giselle. We'll move on to Deborah. Yeah, Deborah was our new member, another member, correct? Yes.
Yes. Hi. So I Green Practices and Sustainability Manager is my title. At Carnegie Mellon University, I do environmental sustainability initiatives and efforts across campus outreach and education. So looking at campus engagement and community engagement. So excited to learn more about the commission and do all that. I've been in higher ed sustainability for a while now. I worked at a couple different institutions in and outside of Pittsburgh, and I've been doing sustainability work and waste reduction and recycling efforts since high school, which was many years ago. So excited to learn more and to be involved and figure out how to engage the campus community to get more involved in Pittsburgh efforts.
Thank you so much. And now we'll move on to Sanjeev, another one of our new members.
Good morning again. My name is Sanjeev. I'm Environmental Sustainability Manager with Pittsburgh Public Schools. I handle environmental health and safety related issues for the district, such as asbestos, lead, indoor air quality, mold issues, and also working on sustainability initiative for the district. And I'd like to learn about what the team does, as this is my first meeting, and how we can bring Pittsburgh Public Schools into more sustainability initiative, recycling, all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to be here and be part of the team. Pass back on to you.
Thank you so much. We have this past year or so there's been so many great opportunities out there, and we've had many wonderful members that we worked with to move on to really great things. So we were a little low on membership for a little bit, struggled with that. We're very excited to have everyone join us, and everybody else who hasn't officially come on yet, we're still working on getting you guys on as well. So I think that's all the spot we're going to put you on for today, and we can move on to the next member or next item of our agenda.
Hey guys, this is where we approve the meeting minutes. And as I open them up to share with you, I realized that the the attendance for the meeting minutes, I did not update from the previous meeting. So I'm happy to share the minutes with you. However, we will need to amend those for me to update appropriately for those in attendance. So Chris, what are your thoughts? Do you want me to share them now or just wait until the next meeting where we can approve in motion?
Let's wait till the next meeting so we don't have to approve it twice or whatever like that. That's fine. It's never that big of a deal.
Sorry about that, guys. I will send out updated with correct attendance meeting minutes with April's minutes as well.
Then we'll move right along to the next thing on our agenda, which is the Pittsburgh Ploggers. with Humane Action Pittsburgh. Kayla is stepping in today for, we originally invited Shannon Dickerson and wasn't able to come. So they've done really great work planning plogging, and actually with our Literati app has done a really great job. So I'll let them go ahead and talk about what they're doing their drives for more people participating, what they're hoping to accomplish over the next year, and see how we can help elevate their work. So go ahead, Kayla.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. So again, I am here in place of Shannon today. Again, apologies, she couldn't come. She got wrapped up into a legislator meeting this morning. So I'm glad to be here in her place and to get to meet you all and to get to learn more about what you're doing. But I'm really happy to share some of the new information and logistics that we have plans for some upcoming plogging events this summer. So as part of our organization, Humane Action Pittsburgh, we have several environmental campaigns that we work on, one of which is Pittsburgh Ploggers, which was actually originally started by Shannon, and Humane Action Pittsburgh kind of took over it. So I'm sure everybody knows what plogging is, but it's an effort to pick up litter while jogging. At the forefront, I want to mention, if that intimidates everybody, jogging isn't usually a big component of our plogging events. It's usually very much a walking group. So it's mostly just groups of people going out and picking up litter together. So I wanted to share that we have 3 community plogging events that are scheduled for this summer. They are on Saturday, June 6th, Saturday, July 22nd, and Saturday, August 19th. Now, we don't have locations picked out for those plogging events yet, because we decided that what we want to do is we actually want to open that opportunity up to the public and our followers on social media to be able to vote on neighborhoods in Pittsburgh and areas where they would like these events to happen and where they see the need for. So we're going to be posting that in our on our social media pages soon for a vote. So we will, of course, keep the commission and everybody on these meetings in the loop as those locations get finalized, but would really encourage everybody, if you want to have a say so in where those locations end up being, please follow us on social media, especially our Facebook page is really active, so that whenever you see the post for those votes and recommendations, that you can put your say so in there. But those dates are locked down, so if you're interested in coming out and joining us for those events, they will be on those Saturdays, so looking forward to that. And then along with that, we're really making an effort to really be logging this information and be tracking the data that is all of the trash that we're picking up. So along with our plogging events, we're starting our Literati campaign that officially is kicking off on April 22nd, so very soon. If you're not familiar with the Literati app, it's an app that you can download on your phone and use while you're picking up litter. So what you do is you would have your phone out. Sometimes it's easier to do this with a partner, of course, while, if one person is picking up trash, the other person is managing the app. But you would take a picture of the litter that you're picking up, and the app, it geotags where that piece of litter is being picked up. It collects that data so it can see like what the brand is of that item that you're picking up. And it really informs a lot of projects. The city is able to track where more litter is being picked up than less, so it can see where the need is in the community for these litter pickups to happen. It can inform companies as far as, let's say it's, McDonald's or something, that a lot of trash is being picked up that is McDonald's branded items. That information can be sent to the company to inform them of that and help them to make changes. But it's a really useful, and it's really useful to be able to, of course, get to our goal of decreasing litter through a couple of different means. So I would encourage everybody to download that app. What you can do once you're on the app, you pick a challenge that you want to fall under, and the challenge we have is called PGH Plog. Because we have a goal that we're trying to meet. So I said the campaign is starting on April 22nd. That's going to go until November, and our goal is to get to 10,000 pieces of litter logged in Literati that is being picked up in Pittsburgh. Right now we're at about 4,000 pieces, so we're not quite halfway there, but we have good progress made. But would really love to meet that goal. That would really help the city. That would help all of Pittsburgh to be able to reach these goals. So I guess our ask for everybody on this call is to please share these plugging events with your network, share the information about the Literati app with your network, and follow us on social media to keep yourselves informed of the events that we have coming up and all of the rest of the work that we're doing. And of course, we'll be here at these future meetings to share updates and reminders as well on all of this. So I think that's all the information I have, but if anybody has any questions about any of that, I'm happy to answer, or you can always reach out to Shannon or I further along if any questions arise.
Hey, Kayla.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing what your social channels are? I'd like to include those in the minutes for anybody that would be reading those.
Absolutely. So we are Humane Action Pittsburgh on all of our social media. So we are most active on Facebook, but we are on Facebook, Instagram. Those are our main two. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn. So you can follow us all on there. And we post certainly on Facebook every day about all the different events and projects that we're working on. So give us a follow if you feel so inclined. We would appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wanted to bring up that when recently one of our contacts at Humane Action Pittsburgh reached out to us asking just like information about litter that we've collected over the years and things like that. And I brought them just a mass export of our Literati data from the Clean Pittsburgh Commission. They were surprised to find that the Pittsburgh Ploggers made up a large chunk of our Literati data. So their challenge has been coming out of our account, and we get all that data back. I did want to make sure that any new challenges that Pittsburgh Ploggers wants to create, we do that for you so that we make sure we get all that information. Do you know if you were saying there was going to be a new challenge coming up? Did you guys create that ourselves, or did we create that with you? Because if you've already created it, we may need to do something to make sure it's part of our umbrella.
I would have to double check with Shannon, but my understanding is that this is, we're kickstarting it on April 22nd, but this is an ongoing challenge that's been open because there are already about 4,000 pieces of litter that have been picked up under this challenge, and we're trying to get to that 10,000 piece goal. So I don't think that this is anything new that I think it would already fall under the city of Pittsburgh. So I'm pretty sure we'll set, but I'll follow up with Shannon and we'll let you know if that is not correct.
Great. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The bloggers and Pittsburgh. Okay. It's Earth Month. It's also National Poetry Month, just FYI, but that doesn't have anything to do with this meeting. It's Earth Month, and I assume that Myrna is a little bit busy. I'm just going to throw that out there and just as a wild guess. And so we will look forward to getting the update on the Clean Ways Who We Are series next month, unless she's able to make it here shortly, but let's just continue to move forward. So up next is the Neighborhood of Focus Cleanup Opportunity. We want to thank Commission Member Aaron Tobin for bringing this over to us this week to set up, and I'm opening the email and we are going to tell you about it. Okay, Aaron and the Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy were approached. They had previously done an event with Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy and Tree Pittsburgh, sponsored by UPMC, to do a big cleanup and community event. in town. And they would like to do that again in May. They brought it to Aaron, and Aaron has brought it to us, recommending that perhaps we can use that event with UPMC's extra volunteers and funding and food and so on and so forth, to somewhat kickstart our Hill District Neighborhood of Focus approach option in the month of May. So they will be UPMC looking to bring about 75 people up to the Hill for a neighborhood cleanup, of which we would probably try to focus to some general area, I assume. I'm sure that that will be part of the ongoing discussions of that event. So, I mean, that's that. It says neighborhood wide. It's a very big neighborhood.
Yeah. That's
grouping. Yes. Becca.
No, that sounds awesome. We have about like 6 or 7 community care stewards in the Middle Hill area around Bedford dwellings that are like actually looking to deploy some like cleanup events too. So we can put them in contact with this group as well if anyone's interested in that.
Yeah, excellent. I think what UPMC would like to do is they have around 50 to 75, something like that, volunteers of their staff that they want to coordinate for a cleanup on the 22nd. May 22nd would be the day. It would be a Monday. And so what we can do is organize that for them, and they'll pay for food and costs and tools. They have a fairly large budget for this. So what I think we're going to be asking for is for them to buy just general cleanup supplies that, one, is usable for that day, and then two, further usable for our organizations here. So I know Allegheny Cleanways did a big push for extra buckets. So if we could use this budget to provide buckets, to provide litter grabbers and things like that, UPMC, those volunteers will use them that day in the Hill, and then afterwards we can distribute those amongst our member organizations for future use. So I think it's just a good use of UPMC's time and money and budget and people, and for our organizations to gear up on future uses. So what I'd like is for today to have some of our members to agree to a subcommittee who's all going to be organizing this May 22nd Monday cleanup in the Hill District, choosing the locations of where people are going to meet, where we're going to clean up, and what supplies we were going to ask the money for and how to spend it and things like that, just to move that forward. So we don't need to, well, by the time our next meeting rolls around, it'll be almost time for that. So who would like to participate in organizing this cleanup and spending this money and getting these volunteers out on the streets? I'm going to be my first volunteer here. Who else wants to join me?
Your hands up, yeah.
I definitely would love to join.
Could you repeat projected like time of when the event is going to take place?
So the event is going to take place May 22nd. So that's fairly soon. That is a Monday, or yes, that is a Monday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it is a fairly large cleanup. They are going to provide food, so it won't just be 5 hours of people cleaning up, baking in the sun. There will be a couple of refreshments and general things for UPMC as well. I know that coming into May, all of our member organizations are ramping up a lot of business. So I totally understand that not everybody can remove themselves from things that's probably already on the calendar for a lot of people.
Hey, Chris, I'm happy to help. I'll put that on my calendar for that day. I'm probably not the best person to sit on the committee. I'm just not super familiar with what that area is, but I'm happy to join the committee and help in any capacity that I can. That
would be wonderful. Yeah, we'll take every bit we can get. Hopefully this is not like a garbage Olympics level of planning. We'll have much fewer contacts and a lot less that we have to do. We just got to spend that money and tell people where to go. And it looks like Myrna just joined us.
Hi. I would also like to participate as well.
Wonderful.
And can you loop me in as well? It might be may tap our shared staff member with Cleanways for that, but if you could loop me in, that'd be great.
Great. I'm going to everybody who wants to do it. Oh,
it's all right. I have no idea what you're talking about, but loop me in too.
wonderful.
What
Love
did
it.
I just loop myself into?
Planning a large cleanup in the Hill District for a neighborhood of focus on May 22nd using UPMC's money and people.
I love it. Love it.
Great. I will send out invites to our first planning meeting next week to everybody here who joined. Anybody who wasn't able to be here, please, and wants to take part, please email me directly and we'll get you on that meeting and we'll start planning. Thank you, everybody. I think we can move on.
I think we approved that.
Yeah.
Did we need to? Yes. Okay. Okay. Myrna, welcome. Do you want to talk about the Who We Are series? Not to just throw you directly in the ring, except that I did.
Except that I'm a half out, 40 minutes late, so you can throw me into the ring. That's okay. Yeah. Or meeting on database stuff that ran way over. So it's very, very sorry, but I had to be there. Yes, I would love to talk about Allegheny Cleanways. I'm Myrna Newman. I'm the Executive Director of Allegheny Cleanways. We are a 22-year-old nonprofit in Allegheny County, focusing in Allegheny County. Do expand a little bit into outside, into the greater Allegheny County region, particularly on our rivers. But we engage people to clean up litter and illegal dumping on land and water. And so we have our water program has a riverfront component where we use we have 2 boats and a barge, a pontoon boat, a john boat, and a barge to take volunteers out along the riverfronts and clean up trash that has accumulated there. So we're not scooping out the bottom. That needs to be done, but we're not doing that. We may do a little bit of that with some partners, but mostly we're on the riverbanks, and a lot of litter that starts off on land comes through, primarily enters the river through our storm drain system. And so whatever enters the land or enters the river, flooding also can cause things to enter the river easily. And then our volunteers are dropped off along the riverfront and they collect the trash along there and keep it from heading further south or further down the Ohio and into the Mississippi and then eventually into the ocean, right? So trying to prevent a lot of that from happening. And then we also do stream and watershed cleanups and watershed education through our riverfront program. And then our land-based cleanup initiatives, we have our dump site cleanups, we do litter cleanups. We have the Litter League program that we provide litter kits to people who want to do cleanups in their neighborhoods. And this is countywide. I know the city has that sort of provides some supplies as well, but many municipalities in the county don't do that. So we provide kits to people. And then we also have an initiative that addresses the kind of neglected, and I am putting these in quotation marks because they're not fully neglected, but that some of the neglected spaces, public spaces, neglected by, used by people, but there's no one really assigned to maintain them as far as trash goes. And so that's our public stairways and our bridges, you know, the sidewalks along a lot of the bridges. That there's really no one that, like, the streets get cleaned, but there's really no one assigned to do the sidewalks. Other public sidewalks, like the one along Route 28, I don't really know what that's called, but kind of runs all the way along 28. We clean that frequently as well. So I think of our other land-based initiatives. I think I'm forgetting something. And then we also have where land and water meet, which I already talked a little bit about, our storm drains, and we have an adoption program partnered initially with PWSA and Councilwoman Deb Gross to kick it off during the pandemic, and it has spread through the county. That the database meeting that I was just in was about that, to try to relaunch a more user-friendly way to access our database, so people can adopt directly from our map and report directly onto our map the storm drains. So excited about that, the potential for that. I think that's it. Probably overran my time there, but, and no fancy graphics or anything, because didn't have time to do that. But.
Thank you so much, Myrna. I just wanted to every of our great nonprofits here to just give us a refresher of what everybody's doing, especially for our new members, especially for the people who watch these videos, that we take some of this knowledge that we all share from working with each other so much. We take that a little bit for granted, that maybe everybody knows what everybody else does. So each month I am going to ask one of our nonprofit representatives to just kind of give an overview, so just so we're all up to date. So thank you, Myrna, for kicking us off on our Who We Are series.
I should also say the other thing that we do on the land is we clean up muck. That's what we're doing today with none other than Aaron Tobin and the Pittsburgh our partners in Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy. So we're shoveling a lot of goose poop today. So, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm. The What's Muck is a very fun time. I wasn't able to participate yesterday like I wanted to, but I stopped by and said hi to my Allegheny Clean Ways people and everybody else there. So especially the wonderful Erin Tobin, who we're missing today, but she brings so much to all this. But thank you, Myrna. And who would like from our nonprofit sides to go next month? I'm staring at Kelsey's name and Becca's name.
I could go next month for Grounded.
Wonderful. I'll get you on the agenda and just give us that exactly what Myrna did. She did great. Thank you.
The elevator pitch, then they call that. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. It's time for Finance Committee updates. Ooh.
My name is Acton Giles again, and I am the Clean Pittsburgh Commission co-treasurer. So we don't have a whole lot of updates this month. We were able to get the literati bill paid from last year. So that's great. We don't have a new invoice from them yet. So far, out of our $30,000 budget, I'm trying to pull up the Excel file. I had it up and now it's hiding, of course. I think we have 41,000 left, which is what I saw. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry, it was hiding. So out of the 30,000, oh, sorry, we have $21,774.50 remaining. We still have to figure out what we want to plan for this year and what we want to do for this year so we can get it approved. The only things that I have showing on our budget for this year so far is we have an outstanding invoice to Allegheny Clean Ways and PRC.
What is that invoice to PRC?
The invoice to PRC, it's $2,400.
Yes. Yes. That's what I was going to discuss. Yeah, if we, because it was supposed to be for last year's budget, but I think it got submitted too late. So yeah, that's great. That's on the list already. Cool.
Yeah, ours was also for last year.
Yes, exactly. So we have some things that are outstanding from last year that we're trying to figure out how to get paid. But other than that, we have quite a bit of money for this year. So we need to figure out how we want to spend it down and what we want to put it towards. And that's probably another meeting. But that is your finance report for today, for April.
Thank you, Afton. Yeah, with that, we've largely have been there were some difficulties paying off some things at the end of last year, and we frequently end up towards the end of the year trying to get these things paid. So I think we do need to spend some time in maybe next month's meeting or even between now and next month determining what we being a little bit more proactive on that spending and what we want our priorities to be for this year. We have been focused almost exclusively so far on catching up with last year, and I think we finally turned that corner. So now we can focus on what we want to do this year.
So Myrna and I were talking about Litter League a little bit. So Litter League starts on the 21st and then runs through June, and we supply a lot of equipment to participants for that, and many of the community teams are within the city of Pittsburgh. So I don't know if there's an opportunity to apply for some funds to support Litter League, and how you would like us to do that. And because I do also like the idea of having kind of focus areas and like a little more structure around how funding is done. Yeah, if there's a way to apply now for it, I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We already fund some supplies and things like that for the Garbage Olympics. I think Litter League is just as big and important and something that we'd happily be a part of. I think everybody here knows of Litter League and at least shares it out, knows, participates in some way. So it does, even though it does feel like it's Clean Pittsburgh Commission adjacent, at the very least, how much we promote that. So I think that's a great opportunity for our funds to go towards.
Great. Well, I could put together like a one-page request and send that in.
Yeah, why don't next month you put together what, just like that request and an overview of what the money would be for. And I do know that we want to get better at standardizing how we spend that money, right? Because we're still new to this and have been playing catch up and behind since we got money and said, okay, how do we do this? So having some sort of clearer instructions for everybody when they want money for projects that clearly has to do with the work that we all do. How does that request get made? Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah, and I'm happy to volunteer for that. Like if a subgroup wants to kind of put their heads together and figure that out, I'm happy to help with that.
Yeah, I think there might be an opportunity, Chris, for Clean Pittsburgh Commission to kind of take the place of Jeff's the Environmental Volunteer Fund, that was set up specifically to give some smaller grants to folks who are doing this kind of work, and there might be an opportunity there.
That's true. I think the best place to figure these out is once a month. The Clean Pittsburgh Commission does have a finance subcommittee meeting, usually the week before our CPC meeting. So I think that's probably the best venue for anybody who's interested in this topic and finding a way forward for us to hash that out. It's also not recorded, so we can feel better about not knowing things in those meetings. So yeah, if you aren't already on the invite for our monthly finance committee, let us know and we'll expand that, share that out with everybody. You're not, no member here is required to join that every single month, but anytime we want to talk about what's our money, what do we want to spend that money on, things like that, that's the meeting to do that in. So I'll make sure to have a note. I think Sarah runs those meetings to make sure our new members are at least have the invite, and if they're available, if they want to take part, anybody here can be joining in that.
I have to jump to another meeting, so just want to make sure if there's anything else that you guys need me for. Otherwise, I'll say sayonara.
I think you're good. Thank you, Afton.
No problem. See you guys later.
Okay, that seems like a good point on Finance Committee. I think this will all be in the email, but I think the next Finance Subcommittee meeting is at a Wednesday, May 3rd, I'm pretty sure. Wednesday, May 3rd. It's at like 9 or 9:30. 9:30. And I think that takes us to member organization updates. You're all doing so great.
I'll start off with member updates. The gold plan, as informed by this commission and shaped by this commission, is moving forward, and we're having even more hires this year. We are final with our picks for new inspection supervisor to look over those inspectors that you met recently, and also the environmental enforcement manager, which is the title of the person who's going to be running our bag ban for Pittsburgh. So the plastic bag, single-use bag ban will have a dedicated person. We're very interested in getting them started as soon as possible. So we're very excited to move along that, and we will be introducing them to the commission as soon as they're hired. So everybody will get to meet them and bring them into the fold.
Chris, will camera enforcement be part of the changes that will happen? I think from what I've heard, right, some of the enforcement officers will be working on that, or you're not sure yet. Is that?
So there's a couple different phases of what we're planning on taking on. A lot of it's happening a lot quicker than we originally proposed, because everyone's very excited about the plan, which is a great thing and terrifying thing. But this year we're starting off with our 2 new anti-litter inspectors, and then we were due to slowly take on responsibilities and slowly grow the inspectors, and then take on the inspection supervisor position in sort of a later, we were saying in the 3rd year. Things have kind of gone backwards where we've got our 2 new inspectors. We're taking on an inspection supervisor right up front, and then we may have room for 1 more inspector this year in the budget. And then there are existing inspectors in TPW who do other things who will be helping out. So we kind of have a squint, if you look at it just the right way, we kind of have a team that can start taking this on, even though we're going to be taking on more than we can handle this year. The number that has been told to us several times, and it seems very, I don't know if encouraging is the word, but we're moving so quickly that we're looking to have a total of 14 inspectors by next year in the budget. So by that point, at the very least, we will definitely be ready to take on more camera work and things like that. We have been essentially suspended our illegal dumping camera operations without Missy. She may be returning to us any day now. Her future is a little muddy right now, has some things to work out. There is 1 more inspector that has not been filled, an Inspector 1 position in the budget. And we're hoping as soon as the supervisor comes on, one of their first responsibilities is fill that Inspector 1 role and see if we can get that person to focus on illegal dump sites like Missy used to do while she's out, if only temporarily kind of thing to fill that hole. Because right now, when somebody comes to the city with illegal dumping, even if there's a camera there, we just do not have the capacity to enforce against who's ever doing it as much as we had hoped. So that's going straight to DPW for a cleanup without inspection. So there's possibilities that we can get this done within maybe the next 2 months, or if it doesn't come together like we want, it can be pushed off into 2024's budget, where we're going to have a lot more capacity.
Thank you. Yeah, that explanation is helpful, and we'll talk about some law enforcement contacts. I think I would like to try to get, so we can take more of a role in that interim. But yeah, thank you for that. I should have just continued talking, sorry, because I forgot what we were doing. Updates, Allegheny Cleanways, we have our open house coming up on our volunteer recognition and open house. So an opportunity to see the new offices we share with Friends of the Riverfront. We've been here, just under a year, I guess, by the time we have the open house and our volunteer recognition. And so we'll be here at our office and at the Etna Riverfront Park. So hope you can come out and see us. Also on Earth Day, we have a big cleanup on land and water combined with public lands and Patagonia and Steel City Rowing Association at their location at the Steel City Rowing Association in Steel City. I'm sorry, Verona. Kelsey, what is that?
Yeah, it's Steel City Rowing.
It is Steel City. My mind stopped working. Yeah, in Verona. So we'll be doing some cleanup along Allegheny River Boulevard. Anyone who travels that knows how dangerous that is and how littered it is. There are several organizations throughout the day that are doing different sections of that. We're one portion of it. So that partnership is also really key. There are some that have adopted sections of that road. So exciting. We also are doing What the Muck. We have every day we have cleanups that you can sign up for. Absolutely looking for volunteers. And starting in May, we'll start our river program will kick off this month, but we'll be doing a river series starting in May along the Mon River. So from the Allegheny County line, we'll actually start in Washington County on the Mon River and go to the point and do a sweep. For 2 weeks, our staff will be living on the river, literally living on the river, on river boats. Yeah, so.
Myrna, when is your open house?
April 30th.
Thank you.
Yep.
I could do a quick update for Friends. So we continue to do volunteer events, but now that it's getting warmer, we're doing evening and weekends to allow for more volunteers. We just had a really nice strip district cleanup on Tuesday night. We had about 20 people. A lot of local residents of strip district joined us, which is great. And then we also have a big Earth Day event on the South Side and Southside Riverfront Park, along with REI and Southside Community Council and a bunch of partners. There's going to be litter kit decorating contest. There's going to be litter pickup. There's going to be tree planting, organized runs, organized bike rides, just lots going on. So we're really excited about that from 10 to 2 on April 22nd. And then the next weekend, we're also doing a color park refresh. So talking about graffiti, which is the purview of the CPC as well. So the color park, if you're not familiar, is kind of a free graffiti zone in Southside around South 4th Street. And so Friends created that in 2017 with the artist Baron Batch. And so it's gotten a little unruly over the years. And so we're trying to kind of rein it in a bit. And so we're working with Baron to refresh the color park, which will be done every year, to bring it back to kind of its original color block look, and then also to try to put some parameters on it and like some ending points. So we've been working with DPW to figure out a way to do that. And it'll be a 3-day event. So it's going to be the next weekend after Earth Day. So that's, I think it's the 28th, 29th, and 30th. Maybe no, it's the 27th, 28th, and 29th. And so there'll be a beautification and cleanup one day, and then there's going to be painting it back to white, actually, because the colors won't pop if there's not a base of white. And then there's a public day on Saturday where people can come down and paint, and it's going to be really fun. And then we were going to try to do our best to kind of create those boundaries for the color park, and wish us luck on that one, because I think it's going to be a challenge. We got to try something. So we're excited about that.
Thank you, Kelsey. Oh, see, I took too long. I cut off Josh. Thank you so much.
It's okay. I was just gonna step in. PRC's got a bunch of cool stuff going on this coming Saturday. We have a household hazardous waste collection in cooperation with the Pittsburgh Penguins and at PPG Paints Arena. There's still time to sign up for that. You can do so at prc.org. And then on Sunday, our zero waste program will be at the MS Walk at the Point. So if you're down there taking a stroll or participating, you can maximize your disposal efforts with our zero waste program. And then we're continuing our education classes as well. We're offering webinars for rain barrels and composting, as well as general recycling. And the information for all of those can be found at our website at prc.org as well. And then also we have ongoing collection services in partnership with the city. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we're down at the Environmental Services Building. And next month on a particular Saturday of the date I don't remember right now, we are having
the 13th.
The 13th. Thank you. We are having an HHW collection there as well.
Can I roll with that? Yeah, that's filling up, which is very exciting. Very exciting. We're gonna do a little press on that coming up to hype people up to get their stuff out of their house. Spring cleaning is underway. But also we are finally having our mulch pickup after we collected our trees over after the Christmas season. So those trees will be available for collection starting April 22nd, and that's at the zoo laydown area, which is overflow parking, basically in the back of the zoo. And we'll have some signage set up, and it'll be kind of bring your own tools. So bring your own shovel, bring your own bucket. Don't bring your whole, I don't know, don't scoop it all up. But, it's a bunch for people to use in their gardens to either do some suppression or support some of the plants that really love pine mulch. And yeah, exciting times. I have nothing else. We're just trying to get our next bin distribution up and running. So that's coming up. Will we finish this year after doing the north area, North Division. We call it the division. It also includes the West End. So that's kind of the exciting stuff that's happening over here at in the recycling division of environmental services.
Super awesome stuff. I can go next. If that's okay, Lori Beth. Okay, cool. Groundy's got quite a few things going on, including tonight we're having our Sweet 16 birthday party at Trace Brewing if folks want to come out. I know, what a year. That's from 6 to 9 p.m. tonight. Our flyers online if folks are interested. I think half of the proceeds go to Grounded Strategies and Helping Stewards. And then some big event coming up. We're having a cleanup on April 28th on Monticello Street with DLC and EY. We would love more volunteers to be working all the way up and down between Mertland Street, I believe, around Lang Avenue too, doing a huge cleanup and helping out Black urban gardeners, as well as Mama Celeste, and a few of our stewards. So it's gonna be a really great day. If anyone's interested, please email riley@groundedpgh.org. And our community care season is off to a full swing starting on April 7th. So we've got our cohorts in Wilkinsburg, Homewood, and the Hill District, as well as Larimer, who are going to be planning a ton of cleanups this next few months. We'll be sharing out more events as they come up.
I think I can probably go next for Humane Action Pittsburgh, if that's okay. So giving some updates on our environmental campaigns we have been going on. So I'll mention again, just because it is one of our upcoming events, our first community plogging event will be on Saturday, June 3rd, location to be determined, but we do have an event set up on Facebook for that community plogging day. So you can mark that you're attending on there, and that there will be information shared in that group, of course. And then, like I said before, you can follow us on social media or our email list, and we'll be giving out more information through those means. Other updates. So I apologize if I'm repeating information that Shannon has given in previous meetings, but for our one campaign we have called Reimagine Takeout, which is really designed around composting. And we have a website called reimaginetakeout.org where people can go and look at what businesses and restaurants in the area have composting items available that they give. And it also acts as a resource for people to learn how to compost themselves. We have been working with a team at Carnegie Mellon University to really make that website even more useful, providing a really more robust database for people to look up items that they have and see if they are compostable, how to compost them, because you can't necessarily compost everything the same. So we're really looking forward to being able to offer that resource in the community. So please stay tuned for updates. Other than that, we have been really excited about our work with our HAP Hive program. This is a program designed to help to support our pollinator bee populations. So we have been working on the installation of our first pollinator garden that is happening in Swissvale in partnership with the Borough of Swissvale. If you haven't seen it yet or haven't been at one of our volunteer days that we've had, that is happening on a lot next to the Arby's in Swissvale. So right off of the main street there, you can see it. It used to be just a gravel lot. Now it is a dirt lot. So we are making progress with that. Really excited because Jay Costa awarded us a $30,000 grant for that pollinator garden. So really honored and excited about that. So that work is going to be ongoing and should be even quicker now. So that you should be seeing progress there soon. Also, it sounds like we are going to be working on our second pollinator garden that will be in Edgewood, the Edgewood community of Pittsburgh. So more details to come on that. We don't have an exact location yet, but we do plan on having some more volunteer days, probably for the Edgewood garden. We had tentatively planned one for May 6th. So that may or may not stay the same, just because we didn't realize that we were going to be getting this grant, and we just found out, I believe, yesterday or the day before about our second pollinator garden being approved. So again, follow us on our social media channels or reach out to myself or Shannon to find out more information on those if you're interested in helping with those gardens. And lastly, again, I apologize if this has been answered or talked about already in these meetings, but we are going to be taking over the plastics collaborative that was previously held by Sustainable Pittsburgh. So that is planned. We have been working on obtaining some grant funding to be able to properly host the collaborative. So the past month, we have spent time on applying for a couple of different grant opportunities. So hopefully within the next couple of months, we have even more updates on more robust plans for the Plastics Collaborative to be kicked off once again. And if you don't know what that is, I'm sure everybody or most people here do, but that is a collaborative of different organizations and individuals from around the community that works together to address, of course, plastic waste and use in the Pittsburgh area. So they were responsible largely for the plastic bag ban that's going into place today. They put together a white paper on best practices for eliminating single-use plastic in communities. and have just done a lot of great work. So we're really excited about revamping that. Again, details to come, but if you think that you or your organization might be interested in being a collaborative member, please let us know, or just keep that in mind as we start to roll that out. So I think that's all the updates that we have.
Thank you, Kayla. I don't want to take away anybody's opportunity to speak. If anyone else has a member organization updates, I think we're pretty close to getting everyone usually. So last call.
Well, if you think of anything, I am going to be sending out our newsletter solicitation. We try to send out our Clean Pittsburgh newsletter out the following Tuesday is our target from each month's CPC meeting. So you'll likely see an email from me today. If anything you want to include in that newsletter, opportunities, programs, things you just want to share out, please let me know. And we are also always happy to share out with our Clean Pittsburgh Commission Facebook. So you'll hear from me on a couple different things today, but thank you all so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye-bye.
Are we adjourning?
I move to adjourn.
Okay. I'll second.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Happy
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.